Hey guys, Justin here coming at you from the 2x4 test tent with another unboxing video for Black Friday week. This one's from a company called Pandvillow. It's an Amazon light, and it's Samsung and Meanwell, and it's just a kind of like a double board light. So we're going to check this out, see how it works, and there's of course links below if you want to check it out. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up, share it to all your friends. We need all the help we can get. So, of course, we've got all the meters here. We've got the watt meter, we've got the meter, we got the par meter spectrometer, we got the heat meter, and of course, baby katana here. So let's get the meters out of the way, and we will get down to business. Let's see what we got in the box. Go. Oh wow, it's a gray color. Cool. Here's the manual. Pretty basic there. Tells you how to hang it, a little bit of info. There's the size, physical size. Just don't throw it in the trash. Dispose of it properly. Accessory pack. Nice thick bag to help protect everything. All right, so we got a couple wire hanging kits and a couple rope ratchets. Rope ratchets are hard to see, but plastic gear. So there's the plastic gear rope ratchets and the hanging kit. We've got also standard power cord with the waterproof connection. Always good. And then you've got a dimmer, also with the waterproof connection. So pretty cool. Let's take a look at the light here. Get the box out of the way. Alright. So that's what we're looking at. That's actually a pretty sharp looking light. They've rounded off the corners a little bit. Gave it more of a soft look rather than being so sharp and unfinished looking. A lot of boards they literally just look like metal or aluminum slabs, like fresh aluminum slabs, just freshly cut. They have burrs on them and all kinds of stuff. Marks across the back sometimes. This is actually really refined as far as the board goes. You can see, very even, no marks or anything. So it's a very cleanly made light. Very cleanly made light just by observation, opening it up. Also the connector boxes here, fairly nice. They got the logo on it. I don't like that it's so close to the diode there though. I know that's going to block just a little bit of light. I mean, it's not going to make a huge difference, but that's just a suggestion for the future. Maybe find a different solution for that. But yeah, we got a Meanwell driver on the back here, XLG 240. And then you got your connections here for power and dimmer. And that's pretty much it. Like, yeah. I mean, it's a board light. Look at that. So let's get this sucker hooked up and let's see what kind of par she pushes, and we will take it from there. All right, we are back. We've got everything all hooked up. Really easy. Standard hanging kit. They actually gave 2 of the hanging kits. They only really needed to include 1, but they give you an extra one. So cool, or at least I got an extra one. Hanging height we've got this at is 17 inches off the floor, which is going to be a 16-inch canopy because the sensors are about an inch. So there we go there. And we are at the minimum right now that this light will go, about 18 watts. Definitely not enough par to really do anything, as you can see the 4-corner par readings there. So let's go ahead and turn it up. We'll get to seedlings and clones. Now this is going to struggle a little bit because you can see, like, it's not covering the entire tent. But I don't think it's going to do too terrible. I think it's going to be a really good veg light in this space, but flower, I think it's more of a 2x3, just to be honest, for this size of a light. But let's keep going here. There we go. So for like seedlings and clones, looking at I can't even read that from here. Focus. Okay. There, we'll do it this way. There we go. 60%. 60% is where we're at for seedlings and clones in a 2x4 space. And then that's going to give us a center reading of almost 400 in the center. So we're almost to veg. Well, we're really in veg in the center at that point. So, I mean, like I said, it's not really going to cover evenly in this space, but it may be something you could use to veg. But I would recommend it in a 2-foot by 3-foot. Or if you get 2 of them, like, that'd be pretty crazy. Let's keep going. See how far it'll go. Oh man, that's maxed out. Alright, so we're 100% as far as it goes. 198 watts. And we're looking at about veg in the corners, basically. About veg. Now we go to the middle. Damn. Okay, 840. So yeah, this is definitely just too large of a space to have this in. I don't have a 2x3 tent, but this is definitely going to be more of a 2x3 light. There we are, 683 over on that side there. So I mean, the numbers are great on the 2-foot edge. It's just the 4-foot edge that's lacking. So let's go ahead and let's pull this in a little bit. We'll pull the sensors in to about a 2-foot by 3-foot area, approximately. I'm not measuring it, but that's going to pull us in a little bit better. Now keep in mind we still have no reflection, so maybe I can simulate some here on this side. So if we did reflection here, I'll just do it on this back one. If we had a wall for reflection right up against that back corner, you can see we're pushing 543 in that corner for about a 2-foot by 3-foot space. So yeah, that's much more respectable. At that point we'd be looking at 543 in the corners and 870 in the middle. Probably even better than that because you'd be getting even more side reflection spilling over to the middle. So yeah, this is definitely a really good 2x3 light. Like, the quality is amazing. You can really tell that it was made by somebody who actually cares. One, they actually have a good finish on the light. Then there's little things like this. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a notch. It's notched out there on the corner so that your little hanger fits into that notch instead of being flipped to this side or this side. It actually just hangs perfect. So just little things like that. They've got spacers underneath the driver so that it's not completely on the board itself. So I mean, they're pretty much doing everything right. They've got a really good dimmer. This is very similar to what some of the higher end dimmers or higher end companies use for their dimmer. All the connections are waterproof. It's a Meanwhile driver, Samsung diodes, like pretty damn good. Check out the bottom here. Got a mix of cool white, warm white. We've got an infrared right there, that dim one. Doesn't look like there's an infrared in that back row. So 2 infrared for the whole fixture. It looks like it has quite a bit of cool white. There's like full strips of cool white. So I think this is going to be very mid-spectrum, I would say. Not too red, not too blue, just kind of right there in the middle. Let's get a good thumbnail shot here. Something like that. All right. So let's check the spectrum. Speaking of spectrum, let me fire up the spectrometer meter. There we go. And boom, yeah, see, look at that blue. That's a hella blue spike. And then it's got a bunch of orange, and then a little bit of a red. So it's not as red oriented as some of the lights that I've been testing recently. But it still has a decent amount of red. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's going to flower just fine. You can see from the makeup, it's still a ton of red. 462 to 191. 32 on the far red. And there's a little tiny bump there for the infrared on 740 for those 2 diodes. Just a little tiny bump. Like if I put it like right underneath the infrared, I could probably get a bigger bump. See? That's like directly underneath the infrared diode. At 2900 ppfd. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the spectrum's good. It would be a really good full spectrum light, and it would be a light that you could use, and it would do well for veg, which it could veg this space. Like if you wanted, it definitely could veg this space. Like you could raise it up a little bit higher. It's not really going to help the corners very much by raising it up higher because you're getting further away from the furthest diodes. So really it doesn't raise the corners, but it will lower the middle and keep the corners about the same, roughly. Maybe just a little bit less. And so you can even out the hot spot in the middle just by raising it up a little bit. But it's not ever gonna really flower a 2x4 properly. Just saying. But if you got a 2x3, it'll kill it. I think that's about it, except for doing the heat test. So let's go ahead and let this warm up, and we'll pull out the heat meter and see what we see. Okay, so I've given it about an hour or so to warm up. Let's take a look and see what we see. And what I see is a pretty good sized hot spot there in the middle. Around about 139, 140. That's because the driver is putting off a little bit of heat, plus the board putting off a little bit of heat. Gives you a little bit of a hot spot there, so that tells me you could definitely benefit with running the driver either mounted a little bit higher or separate The cord is not really long enough, as you can see here, to really make the driver too far away, but you could get some longer screws and longer standoffs and have it up higher, or just make some sort of contraption. I know a lot of you guys like to do some stoner engineering out there, so this might be one that you'd want to do that, because that definitely is a pretty good hot spot there in the middle. 139 though, I mean, it's not super excessive, it's just definitely a little bit high. You can see over here where there is no driver, we're looking about 130, 129. And then the driver itself, 137. So yeah, the driver's definitely heating it up. It's got some heat to it. This is uncomfortably hot over here, that's for sure. Oh, the driver. Oh yeah, that's warm. So it's getting pushed. Like, everything's getting pushed on this light. Like, as far as it'll go. It's all pretty warm. And I mean, it's got good output for the size of it. This thing's really small. Like, it looks kind of big on video here. It's not. Like, it's not. I don't know if you can see. Like, there's still room on this side of the light and this side of the light. Like, it's not a big light, but it puts out a lot of power for its size. It does pretty well. I think it'd be excellent for a 2x3. That's my final verdict. I figured that's what it would be. Most of these lights of the 200 watt variety and of this size are about a 2 foot by 3 foot footprint. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy all these Black Friday videos. It's been a lot of work, a lot of late nights, and a lot of just no sleep, man. But I've got one more to do, and that's going to come out on Thanksgiving, and that one's actually going to be a giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned. Don't miss the Thanksgiving video. Make sure you are liking all these videos. Thumbs up. Share to everybody, because when I put out videos this quick, it sometimes doesn't get dropped into everybody's box, and if I release another video, then the last one might get skipped over. So there might be some that you missed. I'm going to release like 5 videos this week. So make sure you saw 5 videos this week, or else you need to go and check the channel and see what you missed. But yeah, discount code below. And until next time, guys, happy growing.